Maria. This is my teammate Stancho, and we are 2/5 of Tutor.ing, an online tutoring platform for mathematics. We connect Bulgarian tutors to K-12 students in the US. Our software allows those tutors to create a profile online and be matched with US students all over the country. And we really want you to understand the idea, so we're going to start with our customer, because we believe that you need to understand the customer to understand the problem that's being solved. So without further ado, meet Ted and Mary. They are in their late 40s. They're part of the socioeconomic advantage group. They have a daughter, Betty, who is 17 years old. She is currently in the 11th grade. She's very bright. She's highly appreciated by all her teachers at school. She's doing very well in her studies as well. But she has an exam coming up in AP Math, and she really wants to do well in this exam so she can get accepted to her top desired university in the States. And Ted and Mary really want Betty to do well, and they really want her to be accepted to this university. But they also acknowledge that she needs help with this. She needs someone who is going to maximize the maximum potential that she has, and also push the best mathematical skills out of her. So they turn to private tutoring. But one thing I have to mention before we continue the story is that Ted and Mary, they've done their research, and they know very well that there's something evidently wrong between the goals set by the education system and the actual performance of its students, because they have read statistics such as 747,000 US fourth graders in 2014 did not attain the basic level of mathematics proficiency. Moreover, the college admission scene is severely competitive, with most students applying to 20 universities at a time. This is according to New York Times. So Mary and Ted, they want someone different, they want someone foreign, someone who is highly acknowledged for their math accomplishments. So they begin to look at their local area and their suburbs, but they do not find anyone who is according to their satisfaction. So they decide to go online, they do some research, and after doing this, they come across Tutor.ing, a platform offering Bulgarian tutors who are well known for their international accomplishments and for their math in-depth educational system. So they decide that they're going to sign Betty up because on the one hand, they're going to get a methodology that is different from the one that they are used to, which is high intensively math oriented. And on the other hand, they're also going to help Betty get accepted to her dream university. Now, there are many other parents in the country that are like Ted and Mary. Statistics from the National Association of Independent Schools show that approximately 780,000 students are currently taking math lessons due to a desire for a high achievement in their studies. There's definitely a demand out there for high-quality math tutoring. The question that now arises, how do we position ourselves in the market, which is currently $2.2 billion US, and it's growing at a 7% rate annually, so that people like Ted and Mary are less satisfied? Well, we will address the needs of our customers by offering private tutors from Bulgaria who are trained in a math-oriented education system. According to the State School Officers and National Governors Association Center, the main problem of the US curriculum is that it is a mile wide and inch deep, meaning that it covers a lot of subjects, but it does not really go into depth. And according to Professor Fitzsimmons, who's Harvard's Dean of Undergraduate Admissions, he has recently stated that if you want first-class mathematicians, try looking in Bulgaria. Moreover, Bulgaria, compared to the US, has a 40 to 1% ratio in gold medals per capita won. So this will be our competitive advantage. Now, we are very aware of our competition. There are a number of online tutoring platforms out there for direct names, Tutor.com, TutorHub, InstaEdu, and this is only mentioning a few. However, these tutoring platforms currently, they are relying on the already established system in the States, whereas our platform is going to offer something totally different, an educational system with a math-oriented background. I also want you to understand the concept and maybe get a little bit more insight into how the platform is going to work. So the tutor will sign up on the platform, and the tutor will also sign up. So we have tutors on one side, tutors on the other side. The tutor will be able to choose their tutor from a pool of options. Another option is also to be matched in our, we'll have a smart algorithmic system to do that. The price of the lesson and the time are going to be arranged mutually between the tutor and the tutee. And once the lesson occurs, the tutor and the tutee will enter our virtual interactive classroom, where the tutor can manipulate and draw mathematical figures to enhance the lesson. It will be done in a very effective and quick way. The lesson happens in real time, on demand, and the tutor will be able to visibly speak and hear the tutee and vice versa. Now I'm going to hand over to Sandra.
Thank you. So actually, if you're wondering what happened to Betty, well, guess what? She became so good at math that she actually did our financials for us. So I'm going to talk about that in just a couple of minutes. But to begin with, how are we going to actually launch the platform? So what is our business strategy? We're going to begin with 2 software developers and a web designer. We're going to create a platform and we're going to launch it within a 7-month period. Parallel to that, we're going to be hiring and sourcing. We're going to be training and sourcing our tutors, and we're also going to be launching our marketing campaign aiming to penetrate the U.S. market. Now, that campaign is going to include social media advertising. So we want to get personal with our customers, and we want to get them to know them better. Also, we're going to have events located here in the States. We're going to show promotion videos and distribute advertising materials. And we're going to try to have as much contact with them as possible. We're going to have Tutor.ing representatives here in the States, so they're going to build a network of relationships with potential customers, with teachers, parents, and other opinion leaders. On top of that, we will have an online presence, which is strong because we're an online platform. We're going to focus on search engine optimization and Google AdWords. Now, our goal of all this whole marketing campaign is to actually have built a strong brand throughout the 3-year period that we're going to be forecasting. And ultimately, we wish to rely more and more on referrals and word-of-mouth advertising so as to decrease our expenses for traditional marketing. Now, how did we actually went about our financials and estimating our revenue? So we began by estimating the number of tutees that we could potentially have within the 5-month period after our launch and until the end of the first calendar year. So we looked at the competition, we looked at what we can actually get from our marketing campaign, and we came up with a number of around 450 tutees, which are going to be paying roughly $70 per hour. This is above average, but it's reasonable because of the premium system, because of the premium quality that we're offering. They're going to take roughly 1 hour per week, which is according to our research. And this results in a total number of $750,000 for the first year. Now, this is for 5 months. We went ahead to forecast that for the next 2 years. And the number of tutees, if our brand is catching up, should be around 1,800 tutees in year 2 and 4,000 tutees in year 3, which result in the numbers that you can see, 6.5 million in year 2, 14.5 in year 3. Now, this is revenue, and this growth rate is based on the competition. We saw how our competitors are growing. We also looked at the market, how it's growing, and what's the industry averages. So we see it seems reasonable. Now, as I said, we're an online tutoring platform, so our tutors are our biggest asset. So they're going to take a big bunch of that money. They're going to take 80% of it, and we have a gross margin with 20%, which, as you can see, cannot really cover expenses for the first year, which we believe is normal. Now, these are the costs that we're going to incur and that we're going to be needing to collect in the beginning. So now that you have the key insights of our platform, let me just introduce our team. So I have a finance and economics background. Mimi here is actually a practitioner. She wishes to become a teacher. We have Titi, who is our marketing and HR expert. We have Alex, who is our software developer, and Theodore, who is not only an IT person, but also has a tutoring school at the moment. And what we currently need are $400,000 to begin this project, and our break-even should be at around 700 TPs, which should be reached at around the second half of year 2. Thank you.